please, 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 in the words of James Brown, please eat healthy and please be concerned about your health. Look at your A1Cs, look at your blood pressure, take all that into account because all of that does matter. I am your host, Dr. Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board for the New Orleans Region Black Chamber of Commerce. Today, we have with us, she's a true superstar, she's a trailblazer, she's a person that really needs no introduction because most of the time when she enters the room, her name has already been there. And once she leaves the room, her fragrance and her total atmosphere lingers on. So I'm going to introduce to some and I'm going to present to others the owner of the Verdict Lounge and Restaurant and the Honore Credit Consultants Credit Repair. None other than my friend, Miss Malika Honore. Miss Honore, how are you
Yes,
doing
I'm
today? And we thank you
amazing.
for being here with
Yes.
us.
If I ain't feel good, I feel good now.
Uh-oh. There it is. I feel
After
good.
that introduction.
So in my class, and shout out to class 104 or the crew of 104 at McMahon High School. This week we've been talking about nouns, which are a person, place, or thing. So this lady here is that person that is in a plethora of places all the time and always, always, always make things happen. So, Sister Honore, can you please tell the listening audience who is Malika Honore? Tell us a little bit about yourself, your educational, and your occupational experiences.
Oh, so this is always so hard when I get asked
Uh-oh.
this question because I'm a lot of things. I'm an amazing mother,
There it is.
right? I'm someone's daughter. I'm an amazing sister, an older sister. I'm a best friend. I do a
Wow.
bunch of things, and so I'm a lot of things. But I'm a child of God.
There it is.
I'm a seven wall hard head to the death of me. Now, East Beast, you heard me?
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I am. And then I'm also the owner of several businesses, which I get honored and blessed every single day to be the CEO and chairperson.
There it is. So that leads me to my next question. When did you become a serial entrepreneur? Like you just said, you have several businesses,
Yeah,
and some people say many businesses, and you wear a lot of hats. And they always say, heavy is the head that wears the
where's the
crown.
crown?
So you wear a lot of crowns.
I do.
So can you tell us about how you're able to do that, and when did you become a serial entrepreneur? And tell us about those businesses
Yeah, so
that you have that are not only going on but are flourishing.
They are. They're profitable and they're flowing and they're an amazing asset to this amazing city of New Orleans. So I started 20 years ago. This month and this year makes 20 years. Right after Katrina, I got an opportunity. I like telling this story. I found a listing for a Class A child care facility on Craigslist.
Mm.
Like
Craigslist.
on
Okay.
Craigslist.
Wow.
That was my Instagram. Like you
Wow.
know how people, well, you may not know, but you know there's people that wake up before they even clean their face and they check the gram.
Okay.
Before they do anything, they checking the gram. And so
Check the
that was
ground.
I used to get up in the morning and check Craigslist because there's a section inside of Craigslist still to this day, and I still do it. Not as often, but there's a business section and they sell businesses and business things.
Mm.
And so I was evacuated like all of us at that time, and I was in Houston. And I woke up one morning, went on Craigslist, and found a listing for a Class A child care facility. And then the rest was history that I purchased with a
Personally.
tax refund check.
Wow.
That part.
All right.
Yeah. So that's the first thing.
Okay.
And owned and operated at about 5 childcare facilities at that time. We, of course, scaled down because that's a tough business. So we have childcare facilities in there. People don't know that all the time. I said I've done such a great job of branding myself for the other businesses. People forget about the baby, the daycare, which employs my whole entire family.
Wow. So what's the name of the daycare?
The Love Center Childcare.
Okay.
Yeah,
And there's multiple locations. Can you
absolutely.
please tell the listening audience what are those locations and how they can get their child or their loved one to be a part of your daycare?
So two and one is located inside of on Bienville Street. So it's 2733 Bienville Street. And then we have ones outside of in Dallas, Texas. So Little
Okay.
Elms. Mhm.
Gotcha. So that's one business.
Yes, that's one business.
All right.
And then of course we have Honore Credit is the one that I'm most known for. And well, back then, now it's the verdict. Honore Credit Consultants is a firm where we help hardworking women and men and hardworking people unlock the keys to financial freedom by teaching people how to leverage other people's money. So we repair, rebuild credit, we work on taxes, and then business credit.
All right.
And then we do business strategy as well.
So we may need to get you to do a workshop on that alone,
Yeah.
because I know it's a lot of people that are out there that need that.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people have these business ideas, but they have the credit are jacked up. And most people, when they first went to college or got to college, they got that Discovery card
Mm,
or they got that Macy's card or those other cards that you was allowed to get
yeah.
and they gave to you freely, but then you didn't pay the bills on that.
Yeah.
And now it's coming back to bite you.
It
So,
is.
yeah.
And all you need is 2 years. I tell people that. That's one of the things that all you need is a 2 year to reset.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then,
So that's two.
yeah, and then we got the verdict.
The
You
verdict.
know that one, right?
Yeah.
The sexiest restaurant and lounge in New Orleans East.
And it's not just sexy
Yeah.
because of where it's located. Because if you know anything about the verdict, if you know anything about that address, or you know anything about that
Yes.
building, because back in the day, prior to Katrina, it used to be what?
The Roxbury's.
The Rocks.
But listen, it's crazy. When people tell me what it was, I know how old they are according to what they call it.
Right, right.
So some people will say Music Factory.
Wow.
Some people will say Roxbury's, and some people will say Rain Lounge. So according to what you say it was, I know how old you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
But it was
dating
the
myself.
Rocks.
Yeah.
I remember many nights. And then look at that. I come back twofold, and I'm in that building.
There it is.
Yeah.
So that's the third.
Yes.
What else we got?
What else? That's enough.
There's more.
That's enough.
There's more.
That's enough. What else? You can tell me.
Okay, so I know I asked you about it earlier.
Mhm.
So tell us about the podcast. Let's go ahead and jump in there too, because that is another business, correct?
It is.
Okay.
It is. And so it's the podcast is The Verdict Is. That's the
Oh.
podcast. I don't know. This phone is dinging away. The podcast. And so it's the underdog story. I consider myself an underdog.
All right.
And so I'm always rooting. That's one of my downfalls, I feel, right? I'm always rooting for the underdog because I am truly an underdog.
Okay. Underdog.
And so the podcast is telling the underdog stories. And then now these people have come up to 6 and 7. And you don't have to be a business owner. So now these people are doing some dope things in the community, but they have some hell of a story.
All right.
Yeah. And then they teach it too. So that was always the thing. When I wanted people, I'm not a fluff girl. I want you to give my audience what you did step by step. And then what are you doing now? And give them some advice on what it is that you're doing so that it can help them and inspire them. in
There it
their
is.
journeys. Yeah.
So everybody, I know, I'm quite sure everybody that's out there listening right now has an underdog story, because all of us has been that underdog at some point.
Yeah.
I showed a guy one of my old school pictures earlier, and that's when I had the gold teeth and the hair and
Gold
things.
teeth, I
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
imagine.
And the things of that nature. He was like, old school, OG, this, that, and that. And I'm like, hey man, we all come from somewhere. And when we do that, it's different levels. And you see certain things and you do certain things, and then you never know what doors will open for you.
Yeah.
And some of those doors, you just need to push them or to pull it. And guess what? They have a song by one of those brass bands that say, you don't have to give me nothing. I'll open the door and I'll get it myself.
Get it myself.
So sometimes
Yeah.
that's what you got to do.
And all of those things that we've been through have really put us in position to be who we are today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I like to share that I was a teenage mother. For years, I was afraid to say that. I was 19 having my daughter. I got married at 19. If one of my children were to tell me that today, I would die that they would get married.
Wow.
Like, who did that? Who even allowed me
Wow.
to get married? But those stories, I know for sure that it saved my life because I was married at a 19-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
So tell us the story about the verdict and also how you got to be on Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
And yeah, let's dive into that.
Yeah. So the verdict, listen, my story is that my ex-husband went away to prison. He got life. And so often people used to ask me different things and I would always go back to that verdict because I didn't prepare for that.
Mm,
And I didn't prepare for that. You know, when you see movies, you think the girl know that's not always the truth.
right.
Like I was completely like I'm not gonna say I knew he was squeaky clean, right?
Right, right.
I know that, but we were both business owners, right? But the things that he was accused of, I had no clue.
Wow.
So I couldn't prepare for it because I didn't even know it was happening. And so I would always go back to that verdict. And so when my sister and I came together, we're thinking of a name. We was thinking of a cool name would be great for marketing that would have people to question who I was, who the owner was, and wanted a story behind it. And so we came up with the verdict. So that name was because I always would say that verdict. It changed
Mm,
my life. And so the word, the definition for the verdict is a choice or a decision.
got it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's how we came up with that name. We wanted something cool. And then look how it comes back to folds. We're doing stuff every Friday where we're inviting political figures to come into the verdict every Friday at 6 o'clock. So I know you get it all the time, Ed. People doing the children get in trouble
Yeah.
and then they find out who the judge and they like, Malika, you know that judge? And I'm
Right,
like,
right.
this is your opportunity now. You ain't gotta call me no more. So we got judges coming in every single week at the verdict to come out of behind the and out of the
Out
road
of the road.
and coming in the community and
From
seeing
behind
the
the
people.
bench.
Because I'm tired of
Okay.
them coming asking us for votes
That's
when
what's
it's
up.
time and we don't see them. But they all saying yes. Isn't that dope?
That is real
Yeah.
dope. Okay. 6 o'clock every
6 o'clock
Friday
every Friday
at the verdict.
at the
Now
verdict.
tell us about God.
Oh Lord. So guess what? So Instagram, people hate social media,
Mm,
but visibility is important. Those people, the talent agency that they hired, found me on Instagram.
okay.
Literally found me on Instagram, reached out, found the email address, and emailed my assistant. My assistant got the email, and I thought it was a scam.
Scam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, girl, delete
I
that.
just had to yell it out because I've been watching Ali Sadiq,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about when his brother called him from Mexico,
Uh-huh.
and it was talking about he needs some money because he was in jail. And then he was like, "Hey, I've been watching these commercials, and I've been seeing this on TV. Scam." And he hung
Scam.
up the
Yeah.
phone. So that's why I had to say that.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got it now. But I thought it was a scam. I was like, what? And so the email read was like, we're doing a kitchen renovation show. We would love to talk. And I'm like, girl, delete it. And she said, I don't think so. Can I email him back? And I was like, sure, go ahead and email him back. And we interviewed, I found out that they talked to 50 restaurants locally in New Orleans and they picked 5. And then we was going backwards and forwards. Because if anybody knows my mama was like the star of the show. She watches Gordon Ramsay. I did not.
Right.
I was aware of the brand, but I didn't watch the show.
Okay.
She watched the show, and I even had a cook to quit. It's like, I'm not doing that show. And so I told my mom. My mama kept saying, no, I'm not doing it. And I
So
said,
did the cook ever come back?
no.
Okay.
But then I said, I'm glad I don't listen to people.
right.
Like, I just don't listen to people. It's my money. I get to screw it up if I want to.
Right.
But Verdict was already failing and not doing well.
Okay.
So I was like, well, what I got to lose? What I got to lose, right? And so, but with doing a show like that, it's tricky because again, you're vulnerable.
Right.
It exposes all your stuff,
Everything.
everything. And the great thing about the show, it gave us a family therapist because they was obsessed with the family dynamics.
Okay.
Because it was a New Orleans family, baby.
Right.
We was raw and authentic, and they say it was the best of the season, one of the
Got
highest. So that's how it is. Instagram.
So when is the replay? Does the replay ever
It's
come
all
on?
it's on YouTube and
Okay.
Hulu TV.
YouTube. So
Yeah.
look, if you listening, go to YouTube or go to Hulu and look it up. When was it?
It was in September, season 9, September last year.
All right,
Yeah.
September 2025.
Yeah.
All right, so if you want to call in, phone in,
Yeah,
dial
call
in,
me, y'all.
please dial 582-9422. Once again, that's 584-582-9422. And I'm sitting right here with the queen herself, Miss Malika Honore, with all the goods, all the services, the Verdict Restaurant. And give us a call. You'll have it right here. The lines are wide open, and we need somebody to call. So Can you tell the listening audience about the goods and services that the Verdict Lounge and Restaurant and the Honore Credit Consultants Credit Repair offer?
Okay, so I'll start off with the verdict. I am a social girl, right? And so during COVID, I just started. I was divorced from that husband and just started dating. And
Mm,
you know, we spoil rotten in New Orleans. We think anything past 15 minutes is too far.
mm,
And so I'm like going out, hanging out, dating, and people. We have to go all the way downtown, and I can't have that much fun
right.
because you can't drink because you got to drive all the way home. So I was like, you know
And
what?
people be out there.
Yeah, and I wanted a spot close to my house. I live in New Orleans East. So I
Okay.
chose New Orleans East because one, since Katrina, we've been struggling to have some amazing places with great food, a great environment, something that I would love to hang out in. And so we haven't had it. I'm a girl that I'm not just gonna talk. Me and you talked about that out in the lobby a second ago. Like I'm an executor. If I say I'm just not gonna talk, I'm not just obsessed with hearing myself talk. I'm a talk and I'm gonna be a part of the solution. So I kept saying, this is disgusting. This is we don't have nothing. And so
Right.
I don't believe in sitting on cash. That's another thing. People know I don't believe in saving cash money. It makes no sense. I give cash an assignment. And so I had a bunch of cash. And so I was like, well, why not just create a lounge, a restaurant and lounge? And so the verdict is a community restaurant and lounge. And the vehicle is nice food, a sexy vibe, cute drinks, and then you might learn something. And so I do that every single week. We bring in different people every single week.
Okay.
You never know who you might see, but every single week we're doing something where you're gonna learn something or you're gonna connect with some dope people. So that's what we do at the Verdict. So it's just not a restaurant and lounge. But we bring in weekly programming there. So some great things for free all the time with the community. And so the honorary credit is I always tell this story. All of my businesses have been completely financed. A lot of people tell me that they want to start businesses, and I say, well, let's get this one thing. Money is not an issue because money is never an issue.
Okay.
It's really not. And that's never the problem. You can start a business if you want to. And so credit is that thing. Like credit gives you time and it buys you access. And so fix your credit. You
Sure.
can start you just gotta fix your credit and then you can get the capital you need to start that business. And so that's what we do. We work with predominantly entrepreneurs, scaling. That's majority of what it is. But we do work with people that just trying to purchase a home to start that create generational wealth for their families. And so we repair and rebuild their credit and get them to the point where they can go ahead and purchase that investment property. And then we work with our business owners to get them capital so that they can grow and scale and to sustain their businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why did you choose New Orleans East as the location for the Verdict
Because it's the best
and
community.
Honorary Credit?
It's the best. It is. It's the best community in the whole New Orleans. Period. I said what I
Period.
said.
Okay.
And I tell people that I care about New Orleans East first, New Orleans second.
Got it.
Yeah.
So where are those businesses located?
So the daycare downtown, uh, and then on the Verdict 9301 Lake Forest, right on the corner on Lake Forest and Bundy, across the street from the post office. And then Honorary Consultants is in Deer Park. So that's off of Lake Forest, off of Reed. So between Reed and Bullet, right across from Lake Forest Estates. And so that's where that's located. I live there. I have my investment property in the east. I try not to leave out the east at all.
Got it.
Yeah. Except for
Everything's
Mondays to
right
go
there.
collect my money.
Got you. Got you. So what do you hope that the Verdict Lounge and Restaurant and the Honorary Credit Repair brings to the local community?
I think both of them. I want it to bring a breath of fresh air,
Mm,
right? I take pride in it. We've been there officially 4 years, and 4 years with not one piece of anything happening, right? 4 years where people can feel safe, get something that they deserve, which is a quality experience, nice drinks, amazing food, and some dope vibes and people. And again, always networking. It's always some type of community programming where you're gonna meet some dope people, meet and learn some things. I always want to create a vehicle. That's what credit is, a vehicle.
right.
Verdict is a vehicle. I want you to come there always. A guy pulled me on the side and he said, Miss Honorary, I get to meet you. I was like, thank you. He was like, man, you really are a staple in the community. You know how that made me feel?
How did it make
It made me feel powerful, and it made me feel like job well done. Job well done. When I leave this earth, I want to make a difference.
All right.
I want a state. I want the world to know Malika was here and she mattered and she did something to make this place a better New Orleans East for sure.
There it is. So, how are you involved in the local community?
I'm on every board. So I'm on the Greater New Orleans East Business Alliances board. I'm on the vice president of NOREBO, which is the Black Organization of Real Estate Professionals. What else I'm on? I'm trying to think. I think that's no, I'm actually on an executive board of BAFA, which is a nonprofit organization as well for women that are struggling with illnesses. And so it's a wellness nonprofit for women. I think that's all the things that I'm doing, and then I'm just doing everything in the community to just better New Orleans East and then New Orleans as a city. You know, I have this goal in my mind,
What's the goal?
and it was a dream, and I really feel like
It was all a dream. All right.
So every time I see the mayor on the news saying the city is in a position where it's broke, I like have a dream of going give the mayor a check for like $20 million. That's the kind of stuff I want to do.
All right. Put me in that dream as well.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
We have a caller on line 1. Caller, you on the air. Done.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
To guest, Ms. Honore, let me ask you a question about you spoke on credit repair and entrepreneurs. How much thought have you considered when they talk about the great wealth transfer that's coming along in the next decade or two, and the number of small and medium-sized businesses? I think it's something like 5 million or more businesses that's going to be available because the baby boomers or the proprietors will be looking to retire. Such as Adler Jewelry went out of business without a contingency plan. The family didn't want to take over. So Adler Jewelry would have been a business that was probably right for the purchasing, that had positive cash flow. So what are your thoughts on the entrepreneur getting their credit together for those great wealth transfers of businesses that's already on the ground? You don't have to build it, start it. They're already in motion.
Mr. Don, that's what me and my family do. Like every business except for the verdict, we bought already started. I feel like that's opportunity. In my mastermind group, that's what we talk about. So that's my big thing with credit. Putting ourselves in position. Credit repair is for when you're always doing it. I tell people you shouldn't be rebuilding your credit when you need it, because then it's too late. And so I tell people actively be rebuilding your credit, actively be getting it together. But let me tell you, Don, this is what I'm telling people right now. Getting groups together so that we can do exactly that, right? It's all opportunities. I can tell you in the Greater New Orleans East Business Alliance, we talk about that all the time, crowdfunding. And if all of us can get $100,000 liquid or access to that, that's exactly what we want to do. Like we want to buy up all New Orleans East. That's the goal. And so that's nothing but opportunity. But I always tell credit is it. When people talk about strategy, credit is the strategy. We don't come up with money, Don. I don't know what your bank account looks like. But again, I didn't have a rock bottom story, but I wasn't given anything. But I was given the knowledge of how to make credit work for me and how powerful it is. And so I take pride in all the time. I'm $1 million in debt. I say that. But again, on my level as a business owner, that is differently, and we use it as a vehicle. It's powerful, and it gives us access. That answers your question, Don?
Yes, ma'am. But and the thing about credit is we don't get these big three credit agency, reporting agencies, if you will, as far as personal. We don't get the credit. We don't think that paying the cell phone bill or paying the rent and those things help build our credit, but they're not reported to Experian, TransUnion, Equifax.
So I challenge my people to pull it. You can go to annualcreditreport.com, get your credit report for free twice a year. And I tell people focus on only the things that's being reported. That's it. Don't worry about. Now we got to pay our light bill. Let's keep it 100, because if not, the lights go off.
But it should be reported.
Right. But to only
Still get
focus
credit for it.
on those things that is being reported to your credit report. That's it. And to go further, to be real, because life be life and for us
Life
all.
is life and all the time.
We just can't
And
be
brother
30
man.
days late. You could be 28, you could be 29, but just don't be 30 days late.
Yeah.
A 30-day late
Hey, brother
payment.
man, I got.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, I want to listen to you, Don. What you say?
But no, I want to tell brother man, I got some recommendations for guests for you. 3 of them are two Southern University Baton Rouge graduates, one a Southern University New Orleans graduate, and another one is a Xavier graduate. All businessmen that are local, and I'll have some recommendations if you're willing to take them sometime.
All right.
And thank you, Ms.
Email
Honorary.
me.
You're a breath of fresh air.
Yes, thank you.
Don.
Shout out to Southern. My son go there.
Don, email me at nrbcc.chairman2025@gmail.com.
NORBG.
NORBCC dot
Oh, BC. I
chairman
got you.
2025@gmail.
Listen, that question that Don asked, I could go deeper and deeper and deeper. We got to do a part just about credit.
Let's do that.
I tell people that all the time
Let's
because it's
do
a
that.
game, but it's powerful.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dunn.
Very much.
All right, community calendar right quick on 8/21/26. The SU Alumni Federation New Orleans chapter will have a preseason dance at the Mel Carrier Hall. That's this Friday. And on 8/22/26, the New Orleans Saints will be in Los Angeles to take on the Los Angeles Rams. And on next week on Black to Business, we will have SHRM New Orleans as our radio guest. And on next Friday, which is 8/28/26, the HBCU, the NOLA HBCU crew party train to Birmingham will roll out from the tracks here at Amtrak, going to Birmingham for the HBCU rivalry showdown between the Southern University A&M Jaguars and the Alabama State Hornets. Shout out to Butler Premier Consulting Firm and Company. And I send out condolences to my frat brother, Brother Ivan Barnes, on the death of his mother, Miss Portia Davis Barnes. And hey, please tune in next week. Shout out to my class, the crew of 104. And thank you, Sister Honoré, for coming in today.
Thank you.
And
for
I'm going to
inviting
leave
me.
y'all with this. Leon Coker, who was the CEO of Chrysler in Detroit. It was Chrysler, or was it Oldsmobile? It was one of them. And he was a CEO, and he had this question. He used to say there are 2 types of people in this world. There are those that make things happen, and then there are those who wait for things to happen. So the question is, which one are you? So, Sister Honoré, can you please
I
tell
love
the
that
listening
question.
audience your final thoughts as you leave from this seat, but always stay prevalent, always stay vigilant. Can you tell us some of your closing thoughts?
Oh man, my closing thoughts is just jump and just believe in yourself. Don't go tunnel vision, go hard. Don't listen to nobody, and just go hard. Believe in deep in yourself and just go hard. Your family deserves it, your legacy deserves it, and you deserve it.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
So as I always say in the words of Kung Fu Panda, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. That's why it's called present. Enjoy the gift, people. Enjoy the gift, and see y'all next week on Black to Business. Thank you, Sister Honoré.
You're welcome.
following is a paid